What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Last time you saw the Z, which was we did Z content 2 videos ago where I did the unboxing, but today we finally get to install one of the parts that we got from that package, and it's gonna be the T-top latch bar right here. So already, just from this, you can see the difference. Look at this old, busted, faded, rubber, deteriorized one. Look at the new hotness right there. Shiny, rubber's in great shape. So that's gonna be the install of the day. So, for this video right here, the first thing we have to do is we have to remove the headliner. All up in there. So, I don't know how to do it. I've never read a guide. And I know there's a couple guides out there, but there's no videos. So this one is gonna be a little bit fun because I'm gonna do it without a guide. I'm just gonna kind of shoot for the stars on this one, and hopefully I don't miss a screw or a bolt or anything, because I don't want to replace the headliner in this. They're kind of hard to come by and a little expensive. So let's get cracking. So I'm gonna start inside the car. First thing, oops, not the right one, not the right one. Just make sure we got a couple Phillips head screwdrivers right here, and maybe a 10mm, oh, 7/16. Never mind, that's not a 10mm. Haha, jokes. Gonna bring sockets too. We'll go over and set this on the infamous washer and dryer. Okay, so let's talk about on the inside here and what I think I have to remove. So obviously I think this right here, the map lights, the dome lights, the visors have to go. I think there's a couple screws probably underneath the T-tops here that we have to remove. And then I think that might be it, but we're gonna find out here. So let's start pulling things off and see what we don't break. So I know this pops off pretty simply. Just gotta pull down on it. And already up here I can see 2 bolts right behind this. This is where the 2 front bolts on the T-top bar go. And I think I probably have to take this Phillips head to drop this, and this right here is the sensor for the auto climate control. And for this, I know this just pops off pretty simply. Possibly, I've done it before. Out. And yeah, it pops off easy. And then that light's really bright, so let's turn it off here. I think I have to undo this screw right here, and this will drop out and access possibly another screw up here that needs to come out. I don't know. Let's find out. Yep, so when you undo the screw, this literally just falls out into place right down here, so it's out of the way. However, on this, upon looking at the screw here, this screw is really stripped out, and I don't think I can get that one. So that's not good. Hopefully I can just kind of squeeze this around it as I pull it down, or else we're kind of stuck. I don't really want to break it either. So I'm going to unclip this real fast. And this screw up here, which is another Phillips head, definitely looks like it needs to come out, holding this bracket on. But this one, I think this won't interfere really. This one up here, it doesn't look like it's connected to the actual headliner anyway. Here it is, this one. Looks like this just screws straight up actually into the metal itself, and not either the headliner or the T-top bar. So I think we only have one to remove. Okie dokie, so let's work on the visors now. I believe the visor is just these 2 screws right here. I'm not sure if there's anything up here. Yeah, there's 1 screw on the holder right here. All right, yeah, so let's just take everything out just in case. So let's remove the visors and see what we need to do next. So with the visor loose, I don't know actually how to pop it out of here. It looks like it's pretty well into a ball joint up there. But anyway, I think I need to remove this screw right here as well. That will take the cap off, which will allow me to remove this trim along here, and then hopefully one side is done, and then I'll be able to actually get under here and reach the bolts to take off the T-top bar and replace it. So let's keep on unscrewing things until the car falls apart, and then I have to buy a new car. So I just found out how to get the visors actually off. So when it's up there, you rotate it towards the windshield and then it becomes loose. So it's apparently an oblong shape here. Yeah, you can see it's a little offset there. And then it comes down. So we got that free. Now when we go to the back side here, there's another screw where it doesn't want to focus right there to probably release the back. So let's go ahead and get that off. And I don't know, this is all one piece right here. Ooh. But I think hopefully this will just loosen enough that we can pull this trim out here and be good. So I picked up this rubber trim around the T-top on the inner side right here. And as soon as I pulled it, the whole thing kind of just fell out. So that kind of was missed on camera. But now I can slowly just take the headliner and start just popping it down here a little bit and just feel if it gets tight in any place, because there's probably a clip or either a screw that we missed, and it seems like right about here it doesn't want to go. So I'll just start here also in the back. It seems like it's pretty loose back here. Work my way around. See what I can feel. The center feels good. Feels like it'll come down, which is good enough to hopefully get the T-top bar. But right up here, right up by the map light, still feels like there's something. Aha! So I totally forgot about the review mirror. So obviously underneath this little plastic cover is another screw or something that we need to take out, and I need to get a regular screwdriver, small one, to pop that off probably. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, removing this cap on this was the worst part to get this done. Unfortunately, I did put two little marks in it right here. But essentially you don't use a screwdriver. What you have to do is, you see these two little clips on the inside right here and right here. You really have to squeeze it from the front and back to bow it and get it off the clip, and then it'll fall down. This is a perfect example of the Nissan 300ZX in general. Really over-engineered, and because it's so over-engineered, it's really difficult. And just figuring out how to take this off right here took more time than literally taking down the entire headliner in the Speed 3, which I've done, and it takes about 5 minutes. So yeah, this is over-engineered, the Nissan 300ZX, and that's why it's so well built. So I did end up coming over here to the passenger side and undoing everything on the passenger side, just because I didn't want to put any creases in my headboard. I actually put, or headliner, I did put a little one, but it's actually going away here. But as soon as I did this side right here, the whole thing just fell down. So that's really simple, actually. I mean, like, it's not, but it is. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It really is. And to figure it out by yourself without really having any hiccups, just, you know, wherever it's tight, just make sure there's a clip or a screw that, you know, could be holding it up, and gently remove it. But now we have access to all the bolts for the T-top latch, and we should be good. So let's go ahead, see if they are 10 millimeters like everything else in the JDM world, and we can start doing stuff. So to help me find where the 8 10 millimeter bolts are in here, I set the new T-top latch bar right here next to it, pretty much lined up. So the first two are going to be up in here, then the second two are, one's right here, the other one is right here. That's probably the most difficult one to deal with because of the wiring right here. Then there's the other two, and then the other two. So it helps you to line them up, you know, you get a good idea. And I went ahead and already removed those real quick off camera. And we should be able to just pull the old T-top bar off. Maybe not, actually. It might have been glued or something on there too. We're gonna find out. Could really just be on here from years of crap and weather and whatnot, but they're now starting to, boom. Why, looky there, boys. Look at this old piece of poopy. We did it. It's a little sticky. Yeah, there's some adhesive on the bottom here. This whole thing is pretty sticky. But yeah, look at that. Old versus new. Old, new. This right here is gonna just make it look so much better. That's awesome. But I'm kind of worried about the install, I'll be honest with you, putting the headliner back on because of all the trim. You gotta make sure the trim right here goes back over it, and there's trim also back here, up on the headliner where the hatch is that need to go over it, plus all the rubber trim I took off. So I definitely think the installation part is going to be much more time consuming and meticulous than taking it apart. So one thing I did to make it also a little more simple, I'm not sure if you guys can see it here, is I kind of set it up as I took the interior apart here around the hatch. So that slid down but should be right there. All the screws are in the right place. So yeah, it helps for the install. But yeah, let's go ahead, let's get this in place, bolt it down, and start installation. Obviously it's the exact opposite of what we just did, so just follow the steps in reverse and everything should go back together. And just like that for you guys, shine her back up here, she's back together. That looks so much better. Oh yeah, yep, that's how it should always look. Yeah, dude, that's such a crazy difference from back here. I know you got the light coming in from right here. Let me see if I can get a better angle, maybe if I go this way. The lights from the ceiling are kind of blowing out the camera here, but that is so much better. What a huge difference. So upon reassembly of the headliner, I just want to tell you some parts to look out for. One is the trim right here where the headliner goes into. There's a rubber trim separating right here. You gotta watch out for that, make sure it tucks in there nicely. If it doesn't or is up against it, it creates a big bubble right here in the center. You're not able to push this all up properly. The rubber around here, the weather stripping, watch out for this too. It will separate and it'll go underneath the headliner instead of over it. So on both sides, and it's kind of annoying to work these without an extra pair of hands. And then in the back as well, same thing with the plastic trim up here. You want to make sure you really tuck the headliner in there as well. If it's against it or below it, it creates also a huge like pocket and doesn't really want to see right here. I missed a little piece right here. So we'll just tuck that in real quick. And so yeah, just the rubber strips and then the plastic molding right here and the rubber weather stripping right up here. Those are the real boogers to deal with as you're reassembling. Besides that, it's all back together. Every single screw that I took out has been put back in its proper place, so we know we don't have any leftover hardware, and it's ready. So another successful install on the Z that just makes it look that much better. I mean, like in the camera right here, you can actually see it looks good, but in person that actually looks so much better. You don't see all the water spots and stuff like that, and you don't see the little actual metal underneath these rubber caps. That right there is the biggest thing, and it looks so good, so sweet. This car is great. Definitely the hero car of the channel. Hopefully we'll get some RX-7 content on the channel as well soon. And we're done for today, boys. That was a good one. Next time, hopefully the install will be the trim that goes all the way along here that we did during the unboxing. And get rid of this faded old carbon fiber stuff that's not really sticking that much anymore. But day at a time. One step by step, we're making this car just perfect. Such a good car. Looks great, drives great. Can't ask for much more. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, and like always consider subscribing as well. That always helps us out. And yeah, we will see you in the next video. Peace.